Good morning, class 11 student. This is your first physics class in this session. Hope all of you are doing well. So let's begin with the syllabus. And before starting to the syllabus, I want to clarify few things. This session I and Priyanka ma'am, both of us, will take your physics class. So make two separate copies, one for Priyanka ma'am, another for me. Today I will start motion in plane in one dimension. For this chapter, for the whole physics syllabus, whatever you want to book you want to purchase, you can. There is no restriction on the book. But if you ask me about the authors, Chhaya Prakashani book is pretty much good for your syllabus, and other things what you need from other books I will give you time to time. So let's begin with the syllabus. So what we will study today, that is chapter name is motion in one dimension. Or it can be stated as also motion in plane. So before starting to this syllabus, we need to know few things, or better, we need a very detailed discussion on vector algebra. What is vector quantity? We know there are two physical quantity. One is scalar quantity, another is vector quantity. What is scalar quantity? The quantity which have only magnitude, but there is no need to specify the direction of the motion or direction of the quantity. That is called scalar quantity. And what is vector quantity? The physical quantity which need both direction and magnitude, that is called scalar quantity. Vector quantities examples are velocity, acceleration, means direction specification is very much needed here, and scalar quantities, speed, then time, these are all scalar quantities. Now in this chapter or during the whole 11, 12, whatever you will study physics, you need a detailed conceptual knowledge regarding vector algebra. So this chapter is very much important for you. Too much importance of this chapter. First, let's go how we are denoting a vector. Remember, here not only we will tell regarding vector, we will denote it vector as a separate quantity. We will do the mathematics on that. We will apply that mathematical knowledge on other chapter to clarify of our knowledge. So let's begin with that. First of all, vector quantity, as I said, the quantity which have both magnitude and direction. Then how we will denote a vector? In every book it is denoted as vector, as suppose A is a vector quantity, so it will denoted by A arrow on its head, means A is a vector quantity and it have a specific direction. Instead of vector A, if I am writing it at A, means I am denoting only magnitude part or scalar part of the quantity. I am denoting only magnitude part of the quantity. So if I put arrow over on its head, so it's a vector quantity. If I writing like that, so it is a scalar quantity. So whenever you are writing, if you are telling me about a vector quantity, a arrow is needed very much. You have to give. Now see, we know these things. Another thing is that if I want to state about the value of the vector, means vector quantity has two parts. One is magnitude, another is direction. Means if A is, I want to denote A as vector quantity. Suppose A's value is 5 meter south. 5 meter south means this is the magnitude part and this is the direction part. This one is the magnitude part, this one is the direction part, and together this whole thing used to denote as a vector quantity. So this is the magnitude part, this is the direction part. Clear? So if you want to write, you want to tell me, ma'am, what is the magnitude of this vector? What is the magnitude of this vector? Either you will write like this, or like this. This is a very new thing to you. Mod sign. This is called mod or magnitude sign. So if I am writing it like this, means I am telling about magnitude. This is a vector. This is a magnitude part of this vector. This is a vector. This is a magnitude part of the vector. Now, position or displacement vector. See, position or displacement vector, whenever I want to calculate, we know displacement is a vector quantity. Displacement means what? The distance covered by a object in a particular direction. Distance covered by a object in a particular direction. That is the position. Now, in class 11 or 12, it is not saying that is not enough, because we need to do the calculation, we need to do the analysis. So how we will calculate position vector? So before position vector, we need the coordinate of their position. Coordinate, you know, xy axis, you pretty much well known about that graph you have solved in class 10. So magnitude coordinate, we need axis, position. What is the distance from x axis? What is the distance from y axis? So suppose I am drawing it like this. So this is my x axis. This is my y axis. So this one is x axis. This one is y axis. Suppose a point is here. Clear? So the point is moving from origin towards this. So this one is origin. So this is the position. So position vector of this point will be denoted as, suppose I am denoting as R1 with a vector sign. Position vector of this I am denoting as R1. Suppose after few instant the object is here. Which path the object followed? I will not ask right now. So after first object is here, then the object position is here. So how could I calculate the position vector of this object right now? So I will draw another straight line from here to here. So this is the, with a direction sign obviously. So this is the position vector for the second position of that point. So this was the object's first position. This is the object for second position. Now I need to calculate what is the, how much distance has been covered by the object, or what is the displacement of the object. So suppose the first position of the object was P and second position of the object is Q. So I will join these two. Clear? So what will be the position? This will be the direction. Clear? So position vector, right now the displacement, how much displacement has been done? How much displacement has been done? So first the object was here, secondly the object was here. So the displacement vector will be equal to R2 vector minus R1 vector. Mathematically you can write it like that. So what is the displacement? Displacement is R2 minus R1. Now how you will perform this? How will calculate R2 minus R1? I will show you the vector calculus and vector algebraic rules. Then I will tell you how you will calculate position vector R2 minus R1. Clear? Now I am coming for few specific vector. So this is the position vector of an object. So, or displacement vector of the object. If I am going for a next specification, there is another type of vector, that is called null vector or zero vector. So second I am considering, going to discuss regarding null vector or zero vector. Null vector or zero vector. See, zero vector doesn't has any kind of significance as such, but there are some important significance. Means if two vectors has equal direction, equal magnitude. Means suppose here I am considering again here. So suppose R2's value and R1's value are equal to each other. R2's value and R1's value are equal to each other. Clear? So if they are equal and if their direction is also equal, then this R2 minus R1 will give me what? A 0. R2 minus R1 will give me a 0. Therefore, if a displacement vector give me a 0 from vector calculus, vector subtraction, if I am getting a 0. So obviously if I am performing my calculation on vector quantity, then obviously as a result I will get a vector quantity. So here this 0 is not a scalar 0, this 0 is a vector 0, this 0 is a vector 0. So this 0 is called a vector quantity over here. So this is called 0 vector, means if 0 vector is a vector of 0 magnitude and no specific direction, okay. So if you are doing something, means suppose vector A plus 0 vector, what you will get? Again vector A, you will multiply with the 0 vector, you will get what? 0 vector again, 0 vector again. Clear? So this is 0 vector. Why you need this? When we will do further calculation, I will show you. Next I am coming for equality vector or equal vector. Equality vector or equal vector. As I told you that equal vector means if 2 or 3 vectors are specified to same direction. Suppose this is a vector A, this is vector B. So 2 vectors are going to same direction, and if their magnitudes are same, if 2 vectors are moving along the same directions and their magnitudes are same, then obviously vector A should equal to vector B. So there it is a equal vector. Suppose 2 vectors having same magnitude but they are proceeding in opposite direction. So what I can write here? I can write vector A equal to vector B equal to minus of vector C. It is not a negative vector. It is here minus sign denoting that it is a opposite. It is in a opposite direction with same magnitude. Means C vector has the same magnitude or same value with B vector but with the opposite direction. Clear? Here it is negative sign is denoting here opposite direction. Remember in vector calculus, if there is a negative sign, that is also always specify a opposite direction with the first one whom is connected. Next one coming for the addition of vector. Subtraction I told you that R2 minus R1 I will show you. So before going to the subtraction or difference vector, I am first going for addition vector. Now addition of a vector can be done in different way. Addition of a vector can be done in different way. Here or mainly in whole world, 2 rules are there. One is triangular law of vector addition, another is parallelogram law of vector addition. One is triangular law of vector addition, another is parallelogram law of vector addition. As I am telling, there are 2 rules of vector addition. One is triangular law of vector addition, another is parallelogram law of vector addition. Now depending on the situation in which direction the vectors are proceeding, I will apply that is triangular law of vector addition or parallelogram law of vector addition. Now first I am specifying you when I will apply that triangular law of vector addition. See, if 2 vectors you are having and both are proceeding in the same direction, I repeat, both are in the same order. Same order means what? Suppose one vector is moving along this direction, this is the ending point of first vector, and this is the starting point of the second vector. So this is the ending point of the first vector and this is the starting point of the second vector. Then I can apply parallelogram law of vector addition. Suppose another thing, here I am having an object, on the same object, on same point, one vector is acting along this direction and another vector acting along this direction. Means here I can give example, a person is moving along that west to east then east to north. A person is moving from east to west, then west to north. So I can apply, this is same order. So I can apply triangular law of vector addition. If suppose here I am having a boat by two ropes, two persons are dragging that boat or pulling that boat from the two different directions. So here also another vector. So in this case I will apply parallelogram law of vector addition. Now if you are asking me ki ma'am why we can't apply, that answer right now I can't give you, because that is beyond the scope of discussion of class 11-12. That you will get the answer when you will go for graduation. So just for now knowing ki if both the vectors are in same order, means one ending point beginning of the another starting point, one's ending point means the beginning of another starting point, I will apply triangular law of vector addition, and on the same point if two vectors are acting, that time I will apply parallelogram law of vector addition. First going for the triangular law of vector addition. So in triangular law of vector addition, suppose one vector is acting along this direction, one vector is acting along this direction and another vector acting along this direction. So one vector acting along this direction, another vector acting along this direction. This vector's name is A and the name of this vector is B. Clear? So resultant of these two vectors, what will be the resultant? Resultant of these two vectors, obviously the connecting point between the starting point and ending point. This is the starting point, this is the ending point of the whole system. So if I join it, so this will be my resultant vector R. Resultant vector R, or my what I will calculate. Clear? So these two are the things. Now coming for the next things. What is the direction? What is the angle between vector A and B? What is the angle between vector A and B? A is moving along this direction, B is moving along this direction. What is the angle? Angle between these two vectors, remember that if I proceed it or elongate it a few little bit, so this angle is the angle between theta. Theta is the angle between vector direction and vector A's direction and vector B's direction. Theta is the angle between vectors A direction and vectors B direction. What is the direction of resultant vector? Direction of resultant vector, let's take the direction of resultant vector is alpha. Direction of resultant vector is alpha and this should be the direction. Now what I need to do? I need to solve by analytical method. What should be the expression for resultant vector? This deduction you need to do step by step. Last remembering of last expression is okay, but sometimes you need the deduction formula for few calculations in joint entrance or somewhere else. So go through the details calculation. So first what I will do to draw a parallel vector here. Sorry, here I am having A, here I am having B, no problem. Now I will draw a perpendicular from this point on here. I am drawing a for you. Sorry, so I am drawing perpendicular from here to here. Clear? Let's give the name. So it is O P Q and give it name E, no problem. So first thing first, coming for the large triangle, means if I am going for this whole triangle, means if I am going for triangle O E Q, see the triangle, this is a right angle triangle because I had drawn perpendicular over here. So if I draw perpendicular, this angle is 90 degree and this whole is a right angle triangle. What is Pythagoras theorem? From Pythagoras theorem we know that is hypotenuse square equal to perpendicular square plus base square. Who is the hypotenuse of this triangle? OQ is the hypotenuse of the triangle. So therefore what I can write? OQ square equal to OE square plus q e square. O e square plus q e square. Now if I go for detailed analysis, that O e is not alone. O e means OP plus PE. O e means OP plus PE. So segregate it. It can be written as bracket OP plus PE whole square plus QE square, as it is, no problem. Now according to A square plus B square formula, I am doing over here. According to A square plus B square formula, from there what I can write? I can write OP square plus PE square plus 2 OP into PE plus QE square. I think no confusion. OP square plus P A square plus B square plus 2AB. Okay, plus QE already in there. Now give it equation number 1. Give it equation number 1. Now coming for another triangle. If I am going for the triangle PEQ, see this triangle PEQ, this is also another right angle triangle. So from triangle PEQ, triangle PEQ, what I can write? From triangle PEQ, I can write, this is the hypotenuse square, this is the base here, this is the perpendicular. So I can write it, that is PQ square, that is hypotenuse square, equal to base square PE square plus perpendicular square QE square. Clear? Now PQ equal to what? PQ or equal to, I had already written, that is B. So that is equal to B square equal to P E square plus QE square. Clear? Give it equation number 2. Now coming for equation number 1. See, here I am having PE square, here I am having QE square. See properly. Here I am having PE square, here I am having QE square. So from there, so therefore from equation 1, what I can write? Equation 1 I can write, that is OQ square equal to this together makes what? B square. Now OP square is who? Vector A. So plus A square plus 2 OPPE plus 2 OP dot PE. 2 OP dot PE. Now see, OP means A, no problem, but PE I don't know. OP means vector A, but PE I don't know. So let's go for again triangle PEQ. So from triangle PEQ, see, I need what? I need PE. PE is who? PE is the base. So what is the relation between base and hypotenuse? Base and hypotenuse, that is cos theta. So therefore cos theta is the angle between that two, that is cos theta equal to base PE by hypotenuse PQ. No problem. Now PQ equal to what? PQ equal to B, vector B. So write it. So PE by vector B. So from here what I can write? I can write that from there, that is PE equal to, do the cross multiplication, that is B cos theta. So B of cos theta. So if I put it over here, see this equation. So I am having OQ square, this equation, see, OQ square equal to B square plus A square plus twice of OP. OP is who? A. Put A dot P is what? B cos theta. So B of cos theta. OQ square is what? OQ square is my resultant vector. So therefore R square resultant vector is equal to, I am just shuffling over that is A square plus B square plus 2 A dot B cos theta C. A, B is a vector quantity that I know. So they are proceeding in the same order. So by triangular law, I can easily calculate resultant vector. What will be the resultant? Triangular vector, I can easily calculate what will be the resultant. So resultant vector R equal to square root of A square plus B square plus twice of A B cos theta. This is very much important for mathematics and for others calculation. So by triangular law, I can find the resultant of two vectors which proceeding in the same order, means one's ending point is the beginning of another's one starting point, will be calculated like that. This is the value of the resultant vector. What is the direction? As a direction means what? Direction of this resultant vector means what? What angle it makes with the horizontal vector. Remember, direction in vector calculus, universally it is stated that what angles it makes with the horizontal, that will be taken as its direction. So angle makes how much? Alpha. Alpha is the angle. So let's go for the direction. If I am going for the direction, I need the calculation of alpha. So let's take the large perpendicular, right angle triangle. So again, from triangle OEQ, what I can write? If this angle is alpha, what will be the tan alpha? Tan alpha means perpendicular by base. Who is perpendicular? QE is the perpendicular. So let's write tan alpha equal to QE. Tan alpha equal to QE by OE. Clear? The same thing happening. OE means what? OP plus P, as I stated earlier. So therefore tan alpha equal to QE by OP plus PE. I think no confusion. QE. Let's find out QE. Who is QE? QE. Let's see QE. Have I done it again? Done earlier? No. QE I have not done, so I need to find out QE. Acha. Another thing, OP is vector E, I know. PE already done. PE done now. B cos theta. So what I know, first copy it down. QE I don't know. Write it as it is. OP is vector A plus PE. PE is what? B cos theta. B cos theta. Now again I need QE. QE means again I will go for the help from this small triangle. So from triangle PEQ. From triangle PEQ, what I can write? PEQ I can write. I need QE. QE is who? QE is his perpendicular. So perpendicular by hypotenuse means what? Sin theta. So therefore sin theta equal to QE by hypotenuse is vector B, directly I am writing. So QE equal to what? QE equal to B of sin theta. Clear? Put it here in this section. So what I will get? That is B sin theta by vector A plus vector B cos theta. Showing you. So this is B sin theta by vector A plus B of cos theta. B sin theta by vector A plus B of cos theta. So if this is also you need to remember tan alpha's expression hours expression and in the whole calculation you need to remember. In my next video I will go for the further description. Since you are new to online class of Vidya Bhavan High School, there is a PDF of two video, one PDF will be there, or one video, one PDF will be there. So every video, just click on the description box, you will get the complete note of classwork. You will get the complete note of classwork. And if in a video I am saying you need to copy it from board work, means that PDF will not be provided. So this video I had given you some things when I am doing some mathematical calculation or some things I need you need to copy from board. Right now I had given PDF, so you go for the description box. Thank you class.